Rob, of course, the first of a very hectic period really coming up for you on Wednesday with the trip to Chesterfield. So, I mean, first off, how the boys sort of fare and training wise and things like that ahead of Wednesday, because as we mentioned in the last interview, we were pretty thin on numbers and there were maybe a couple of kind of potential niggles floating around the team as well.
Yeah, no, it's not. When it rains, it pours, I suppose. But no, we've got a couple of issues with Wheelo. So we'll have to monitor that with the heavy load, like you said, the busy period. We've got a couple of bodies in. The lads coming in have been fantastic in terms of their energy and output and understanding, and just giving them the ideas and the concepts to get used to. And obviously going to Chesterfield, who are obviously like the standout team in the league this year in terms of the position they're in, the points they've got. It's probably the best way for the lads to come in with an understanding, to stress them and stress our structure. Away from home against them, and yeah, so I'm somewhat looking forward to it. There's no pressure on us, is there? Let's be honest with you, nothing to lose in terms of going there with sort of the squad that we've got at the moment in terms of the players we lost, the injuries. So yeah, we just got to go there, enjoy it, and just back ourselves and play to the occasion. And yeah, I think it's an exciting new chapter, and might as well just go in at the deep end with the lads and play against what is, the strongest team, the strongest management in terms of Cookie and his experience. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it, to be honest with you, because I think we all understand the situation the last few days, that we just need to rally and support around the lads. And like I've said before, you go to Chesterfield with our concepts and play the way we want to play. It's the best learning environment for our lads, and I'm looking forward to seeing some fresh faces, and looking forward to the challenge, to be honest.
Yeah, and you mentioned a little bit about Chesterfield specifically there, but how much of a test is it going to be in terms of your structure, the way you play? Obviously, everyone mentions quite a lot about the possession stats and things like that you're right up the top of the league. I think from memory, last time I saw one of them, Chesterfield were right behind you at second or third, obviously top of the league by quite a distance and that kind of thing. So what kind of test is that going to be for you? Because it's going to be a bit different to what you have been used to so far this season, perhaps.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge test. It's a huge test for any team. I think you've seen in the FA Cup run, it's a huge test for any team at any level, playing against a club of their size. The players they've got, the size of their squad. Obviously, I've mentioned the manager being probably easily the most experienced manager in this league, and the job he's done has been tremendous. You can talk about budgets and size of clubs, but you still have to perform and deliver. And I think their stats are showing that they're delivering. I think they're higher. They're in a higher position points per game than Wrexham were last year, so it just shows the job that Cookie's doing. But yeah, no, we're just going to back ourselves even more, keep the ball even more, play out even more, and just because we're playing Chesterfield or because of personnel changes or injury situations, whatever it is we've got, if we come away from our identity, then we're not doing ourselves justice, and we're not going to get better. From this experience against Chesterfield, we're going to get better. We're going to get better this week, and we'll be better Thursday than we were Wednesday, and better Friday than we were Thursday. But it only comes from sticking to what is a proper structure, a proper philosophy, and ultimately backing our players. We bring players in to affect it. We bring players in to develop, to learn, to understand. We can't go out and spend the money to go and bring players at their peak at 29, 30 who are going to affect it straight away. We're going to bring young players in who are hungry, who want to do well, want to learn. And the best thing about those players is they get better every week, and I think it's going to be good to see some fresh faces. People like Larry, Larakasani's going to get an opportunity. He's gone to South Shields, done what we've asked him, played games, put himself statistically the best midfielder in that league. When I've watched him play, he's been fantastic. Likes of Ben Werman coming in, these players who deserve an opportunity to affect it, and that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm just looking forward to watching them on that stage. Eddie Beach, coming in from Chelsea, some unbelievable character. Fantastic goalkeeper, and what an occasion to start their life as their Gateshead players.
Yeah, and you mentioned there obviously a few new incomings. I mean, the last interview, obviously, I imagine you had quite a few plates spinning in the background with players trying to come in, trying to bring players in on obviously fairly short notice before such a busy period. I imagine it's probably been a bit like a scene from Wall Street in the office with everyone on the phone and running around all over the place, I assume. But how has it been in those recent days? Because not only are you trying to get bodies in through the door, but you're also trying to get the right bodies in as well and not just bring people in for the sake of it just to have a squad type of thing.
That's exactly it, Jack. The Wolf of Wall Street is making me chuckle, to be fair. But that's exactly it. You know, we got to bring players in that we feel can affect the squad and affect the team. And that's what we've done, and that's what I'm excited about. You know, got a couple of lads hopefully coming in the next few days as well. After this, you know, we're not going to rush to bring bodies in just for the sake of it. You know, our biggest strength has been our recruitment the last 18 months, or especially since I've been here. I think the recruitment's been spot on, and that can't change. Obviously, we weren't expecting to be in the situation we're in because of injuries, because of players leaving. Unfortunately, in the situation we're in as a club, we can't always control that because of the way we have to operate in terms of loans, in terms of players having to have buyouts because of trying to entice them to come to get to a high level. But the big thing for me is full buy-in from everyone that's here in terms of the proofs in the pudding for the whole club, really. You know, it's been a successful period over the last 12 months in terms of league position, in terms of football, in terms of development. There's been some fantastic occasions, and I think we need to sort of have I think we need to step back and realise that, you know, we've lost a few good footballers. We've also got a lot of good footballers in the building. We've got a lot of good footballers that are going to come back fit. So this squad from today is only going to get stronger. And yeah, I think we need to realise the world hasn't ended a little bit. It's just another hurdle, another obstacle that's going to make us stronger as a club, as a coaching team, as players, as staff, whatever it may be. And if we don't face that challenge head on and try and make the most out of it, then we're never going to be able to develop. So yeah, it's something that we have to take on the chin and work with and just get better.
Yeah, and you mentioned Larac a little bit earlier in terms of him, of course, coming back in after being on loan at South Shields for the first half of the season. I mean, I think anyone who was on Twitter over the sort of period he got recalled would have seen quite a few South Shields fans a bit gutted to see him go back. I think he won one of the Player of the Month awards towards the start of the season as well, but it can maybe be glossed over because he's not a new signing, although he's sort of a new feature to the squad this season because he has been out on loan for that first portion. But how much of a different player can he be coming back, having had that experience and been one of the standout performers in a Shield side who were, you know, right at the top of the league until the last 2 or 3 weeks, really?
Yeah, well, that's the challenge for Larry, isn't it? He's gone on loan, he's played his games, he's sort of shown the quality he's got in terms of helping Shields to get to sort of the top end of the table. And obviously, yeah, you know, I spoke to Lee Picton. We had to pull Larry back on Friday because of the situation which changed at our end, and obviously I had to apologise to Lee for doing that day before a game because we developed a good relationship there with them. So yeah, unfortunately it's not something I wanted to do, but I suppose Larry's our player and we had to do what was right for Gateshead. But yeah, obviously thankful to Shields and the way they've looked after him and helped him develop. But yeah, this is just an opportunity for Larry. It's an opportunity for every lad really to go and cement a place in the team and make sure that, you know, they're who's taking us forward in this sort of next chapter, and hopefully, you know, the lads can relish that and we can see a continuation of the football we were playing.